Squat racks are one of the most important pieces of equipment when it comes to lifting weights. So today, I'm going to review the squat rack that I've been using for over a year now and talk about its dimensions, adjusting mechanism, and how well it sets up the squat and the bench press. It's from Gearforfit and it's called the Squat and Bench Press Rack with Adjustable Spotter. I was ecstatic when I bought it and put it together as soon as I got home. Unfortunately, setting it up was a bit of a hassle because the tools they provided were just too thin. In short, it took a really long time and too much finicking around to get everything together. But it was worth it, trust me. Initially, it looked a lot larger than I expected, but it came in perfect condition with no scratches. All I needed to do was buy a 6-foot standard barbell that matches my standard weight plates, and luckily, everything worked out perfectly. After checking, I can confirm the adjustable height dimensions specified on the website. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Here's a little size comparison. One thing that wasn't on the label was the distance between each hole on both the rack and the spotters. And so the distance between each hole on the rack was 2 inches, and for the spotters it was 1 inch. There's a total of 17 holes on the rack and 11 holes on the spotter. As for the rack itself, I found it to be 48 inches wide and 30 inches deep. 2 of these mats here fit perfectly underneath them. I'll leave a link to them in the description below also. Using the adjusting mechanism is really easy. All there is a pin that goes in the hole to adjust the height, and this on the back that you spin in order to secure the bar to the rack. It applies pressure so that it doesn't wobble. This is the same for the spotter. I really like this system because it's quick and simple. Squatting with the rack is pretty nice. The height lines up nicely for me when I unrack and rack. But just know that if you're using really heavy weight, to rack the bar with not too much momentum, because if you do use a lot of momentum, you will cause the rack to tip. And remember, once you unrack that bar, you are the only thing keeping that bar from hitting the floor, because the spotters were not designed to save you at the bottom of a squat. Unfortunately, I can't actually use the barbell notches that are meant for the bench press. The bench I have is too high, so unracking the barbell with these notches would be actually like performing a rep. Also, it seems kind of low to the ground to begin with, but that's just me. The notches themselves aren't designed the greatest in my opinion. When I rack the barbell almost gets stuck in them. Instead of using the barbell notches, I use the same part that I was using for the squat and adjust it to the right height for my bench press. One flaw I find of doing this is that when I lock out on my bench press, sometimes the barbell hits the lip of the squat rack. But that just could be because of my wonky form. I thought I'd let you know anyways. The best height possible is nearly perfect. Sometimes I find myself having to overextend to unrack and re-rack the bar. But it's only minor. However, this problem gets worse with the incline bench press. The bar is just either too close or too far. Moving on to the spotters, at maximum height, they are just tall enough to save me from dying underneath the bar. But they can also go a lot lower too. I've had this rack for about a year now, and it does have some minor scratches from repeated use. For example, I thought I re-racked the weight on both sides, but I unfortunately missed one of the sides and it all came crashing down. Luckily, I only nicked it, which is a testament of its durability. Other features that I've noticed is that the metal here is a little rusty and the notches are a little wonky even though I haven't even used them. But if you're not abusing the rack, it will last you a long time. Although this is the only squat rack that I've ever owned, I believe it's one of the best out there. It functions great for any exercise that you require of it, like squatting, benching, and if you're curling in it. I know now that there are many people out there looking for a rack just like this due to the pandemic. And trust me, this rack will do you just fine. It's for anyone who wants quality for a great price. If you have any questions about the squat rack, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to reply to them as soon as I can. I hope this video was informative and I'll see you in the next one.